Welcome back to the Colorado Springs Business Podcast. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. Today, we have on Ronnie Haskins with AutoSearch USA. Ronnie, how's it going?
I'm great, Andrew. How are you doing, man? I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Been looking forward to this.
Yeah, I have too. I know we met once almost a year ago, which is wild. Like, I knew barely anyone, but I was like making a big impact in the city. I knew I was trying to meet a bunch of people.
People know about you.
Yeah.
You're making a footprint. You're doing a good job.
For sure. Thank you. So with AutoSearch USA, how would you explain this business if you were to explain it in a couple of sentences?
Oh, yeah. So basically, AutoSearch USA, we're a licensed Colorado dealer that provides auto broker services to help our clients in the city and across the country. So basically, new cars, used cars, sales, leasing, financing. It's an alternative way to purchase a vehicle without going to a dealership and make your life really easy when it comes to buying or leasing a car.
Interesting. I have some questions for that, and I'm excited to get to that in this episode. But first, I'm going to read the ads.
Great.
The first ad is actually my business, Vehement Visuals. We create video production assets, like professional pieces of content for businesses that really help tell their story, multi-video systems that can work for your business to help automate certain parts as well. And that's Vehement Visuals, and that's the ad, I guess, for Vehement Visuals. I kind of improvise it every single time. I don't really have a script. But the second ad that leads into it is advertising the advertising space on this show. If you'd like us to read an ad script about your business at the beginning of every episode, we can do that. 15 seconds to 30-second like ad script, just a little promoting your business. And what's cool about that, I think a unique advertising opportunity that this show provides, is that I read the ads in front of the guest. So you could even design your ad to interact with the guest if you wanted to.
Nice.
So I think that's a cool, unique advertising opportunity that no one's really providing really. So
Cool.
So yeah, that's the second ad, and the third thing I'd like to promote is the COS Business Podcast Patreon account. Although I am slacking on that, we do add bonus content on there, and you get bonus pieces of ways of things for the show essentially, and that's that's actually patreon.com/COS Business. And that's the Patreon. We do have a couple ads in the works, just waiting to get the scripts worked out with the people who are sponsoring the show. And so that's going to happen soon. But right now, those are the three ads. And I'm going to roll the intro music, and we'll get right into this episode with Ronnie Haskins. This is a show where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners who are mostly in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs. That little bling, bling, bling. That's my favorite part.
Did you make that music yourself?
I didn't make the music, but I do have it licensed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say, if you're playing that guitar, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, I do play a little bit of guitar, but that's not the main thing that I focus on. It's just a hobby at this point. It was something that I was chasing, but and that's not, this episode isn't about me. It's about you, Ronnie. How's it going? How's it been?
It's been great. It's been a fun year. I think everybody would agree. 2020 is a fun year.
Yeah, dude.
We're trying to keep it positive. It's
For
like
sure.
people want to make it a bad thing. I'm like, you know what? It's as entrepreneurs, it's always interesting. You got to
Yes.
figure it out, right?
For sure.
So you can't just sit there and blame 2020, the weather, or you forgot to do your homework. You got to do something. So yeah, it's been a great year. Interesting.
I agree with that. Like when you say it's been a fun year, just because of my personality type, and also with entrepreneurs, they have a similar like personality type. I don't know about, I can't speak for every entrepreneur, but I know I thrive in chaos kind of, and it makes me go even more. I don't know. It does something.
I get what you're saying. I can definitely understand.
Yeah. So AutoSearch USA, how long have you been doing that?
I started in 1998.
Oh, okay.
1998. So like it's been a couple of years.
A couple decades, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What made you want to start doing that?
Do you want my story?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. So this is the deal. So I am really old.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I'm grateful to still be around. But in 1987, I graduated high school.
Okay.
And my parents, like a lot of parents out there, if you're watching this and you got kids like me, you're like, okay, you're going to be great. You're going to go straight to college. You're going to get all this stuff done. And I think a lot of parents put that on the kids, and I don't blame my mom and dad. I'm just like, this was their dream, that I was going to go to college and be the first Haskins to do anything in college and graduate and all that stuff. The person actually ended up being my baby brother.
Okay.
He was the first Haskins to graduate, Chris
Okay.
Haskins. So
Nice.
he obviously didn't. Actually, it's a funny story. I got a master's degree in 1 year. So I went to college at 17 years old. Everybody's going to, you're going to be this master at college. And so I got a master's in 1 year, and I didn't need to go back for a PhD. I was like, I've had enough college after 1 year. I turned 18, and I'm good. I mastered, partying.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
You got that now.
That's
right.
the best. That's the easiest thing to master when you're 17.
I mastered it in 1 year. So
That's
it's
pretty
like, why do
fast,
I
dude.
need to go back for a PhD, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously what I'm saying is I bombed out of college, and I needed to figure out what I was going to do with my life. My entire family's mad at me now. My dad hated me. No, he probably didn't hate me. He was just upset, disappointed.
This was 88?
This was 87.
Okay, 87?
Yeah, 87 to 88. I was at Norfolk State, Virginia at the beach going to college. Like, nobody thought this through. They're like, we're going to send you to the beach, and you're going to go be a good college kid.
Yeah.
I don't
For
know,
sure.
guys. At 17,
Yeah.
So by the time I was 18, I realized I wasn't going to make it in college. So I joined the Army.
Okay.
And I went to Georgia, and then Desert Shield, Desert Storm was my wartime and deployment. And 92 is when I got out. But the Army was a good thing for me because it taught me a lot of things.
Yes.
And you might find this funny, but like making your bed, it's weird. I still do that today. Now, it's not made like I used to make it in the Army,
For
but
sure.
I feel uncomfortable walking out of my bedroom if it's not straightened up. So what the Army gave me was direction, self-accountability. I had to get up, be somewhere on time every day for 4 years, and all of this stuff. So I ended up doing 8 years total. After I got out, I stayed in the reserves.
Okay.
But anyhow, 92, I get out and I go to Minnesota, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to school to be a police officer, and that was great. I was, everybody told me they were trying to put me in a box. Like, people wanted me in a box, like, because everybody raising me was in a box.
Yeah.
And so basically in my community, the leading job you could get was a postman or a UPS driver. Postman, like,
That's like the best job?
the best.
Wow,
Like,
okay.
it's back in the 80s, like, that's guaranteed income the rest of your life.
Okay.
With a pension. That same thing with UPS. My father-in-law is actually a retired UPS guy, so that's
Okay.
a true story. Like, he did 31 years. He retired with a pension. So, like, that's really what the box people were trying to put me in. So police officer came up. I had all the military stuff, and they're like, you can go do this. And I agreed. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do this.
Did you want to do it?
I don't think I had any passion for it, but I thought, okay, I got to do something.
You knew you had the skill set for it, or you knew you could make it as a police officer?
After the military, I knew I was disciplined enough to do it. I figured it'd be a cakewalk. No offense to it. Don't put that in.
Well, it's gonna stay. We don't cut it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I mean, I'm not trying to say being a police officer compared to the Army is a cakewalk. It's just like, I knew I could do it. I knew I was going to be able to get through the schooling, get through the training, the testing, physically, all of that stuff. I knew it'd be fine. But
You were built for it. That's what you're saying.
I was built for it. I was 22 at the time.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much still indestructible. And so I was getting straight A's in college, and I had to get a job to make money. I couldn't just live off of nothing. So I got hired at some of you listening to this may understand this if you don't have a college degree. I was looking for a job, and nobody would hire me but people in sales. Sales positions were the only jobs hiring.
Okay.
And I did not want a sales position.
Okay.
I was like, I don't want to be in sales. This is the last thing I want to do. And unfortunately, those were the only people hiring.
Okay.
And so I took a job at a car dealership and did amazingly well the first year and made a lot of money. And I realized, wow, I don't really want to be a police officer.
So it sounds like it was actually more fortunate that they were the only ones hiring because you found, I guess, a calling.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and there was a lot more to that story too. Like my skill sets in the Army did not translate into the civilian world, so nobody would hire me for those skill sets either. And so it was. You're right, absolutely right. The 20-something years later, I look back on it and I'm like, I'm really glad that happened.
For sure.
Even though it was unfortunate, I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
So I stayed at that one dealership for 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
23 to 28. I was 28 years old, and I realized at that point in time, I love the car business, but I don't like the way the clients get treated.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like it. I don't like that I have to present a certain thing no matter what is the best thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to be able to help people. And so I wasn't getting a lot of sleep anymore. I was like, this sucks. You know, I'm making a lot of money, but I'm not getting any fulfillment from what I'm doing. And I feel like I'm not an asset for a client.
Mm-hmm.
So I left, moved to Boulder.
And that sounds like it's around 98.
98.
Is when you started the AutoSearch.
Well, I came in Boulder. I came in 98. If any of you guys are from Boulder, there's a place called Canyon Boulevard. If you've ever been there, it's a nice little street that goes up into the mountains. And if you're driving up that street and look to the right, there's some outdoor basketball courts. Mm-hmm. And for us older guys, that's what we did on Saturdays. Mm-hmm. You know, so on Saturdays, nowadays I might play my video game or do something else.
Okay.
Back then it was like, where are we balling at this weekend?
Okay.
Where we're shooting hoop, you know? And so that's where I met my best friend. Mm-hmm. He's still my best friend today in 98.
Nice.
Yeah. Pick up basketball. Like we're just on the streets shooting ball all day long. And then at night we go watch Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And so after about 3 months of that, I started running out of money. And I realized I needed to do something. So I figured I'm going to be a broker. Mm-hmm. And so I found this company, which was just a startup at the point. It was all happenstance, right? I mean, and I just walked in the door with my suit on and said, "You guys are going to hire me."
Nice. That's the kind of attitude you need to have.
I don't think I was any different than you, Andrew Hasley.
Okay. Nice.
And you know, there was no foresight. There was no books. As you know, the entrepreneurs of 1998. I'll be honest with you. I was considered a loser because I wouldn't go back to college, and I kept chasing these little dreams. And you look at the entrepreneurs now, and they're considered heroes, right? It's like it's another superhero entrepreneur out there, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, but it wasn't that way in the 90s. You know, people were really focused on finishing college.
Yeah, that's what I only have that kind of insight thanks to Gary Vaynerchuk, because he talks on that a lot. How like entrepreneurship was not a very it was kind of
loser.
Yeah. He said like if he was if him when he was 10 years old was like now, he would be like on headlines because he was like making like thousands of bucks like off of trading cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, it was like looked at as like a loser kind of move.
You get that.
Yeah.
And so I started with the company in 98. I told them, you can have me for a few years, but I'm looking to build this on my own. And luckily it worked out. I mean, once again, you look back on my life, we were the right people at the right time. And they gave me the opportunity to open up Colorado Springs in 2000. So that's when I moved here.
Okay.
I didn't know a soul, just like you. I came to town, didn't know anybody. And I didn't actually buy the franchise until 2007.
Oh, okay.
So I worked on it for a long time before I actually put my money in. And
so it is a franchise.
I'm the first franchisee and the only one.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that's kind of a unique position.
Yeah.
So that kind of means like it's not really a franchise, even though it is a franchise.
It's a licensing agreement. I mean, you know, we are still connected. It takes a lot to do what I do, and you need a team of people that make it go. But I'm very proud of it too.
For sure.
You know, we're still together, and the guy that brought me in has been a mentor to me for 20 years. I think everybody needs somebody like that in their life.
Definitely. So what is when you say broker, what does that mean? I'm not familiar with what that exactly means.
Auto broker is a word I am starting to use again because I didn't use it for a long time because there's other companies that put that word in their name. And so people in general don't know what it means. Yeah. Right? So to make it very simple, auto broker means that I'm in this for you. You know, people will argue and be like, well, he's making money. Yeah, I'm making money. But the thing is this is not about me selling cars. This is about what is good for you. Yeah. And if that fits, we'll do business. You know, but being a broker means that when you sit down with me or anybody on my team, we're going to talk about what your best interests are and also challenge your thinking to look at other options, unless you really just have to have what you want. And that's how we get clients. They really want this one only car in this color, or they're open to, hey, what's the best thing for my family? I've been driving a minivan for 10 years. We want to go to a truck. This is what our budget is. Do I need the Toyota? Do I need the Ford or the Chevy? There's a difference, right? So if I am a Chevy owner of a Chevy dealership, my job is to sell you a Chevy no matter what.
Yeah. You're not attached to any brand.
We're unbiased,
Mm-hmm.
which is a word that takes people a long time when they get to know me to really understand that it doesn't matter to me what you buy.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to be informed so you can make a good decision for you.
For sure.
And at the end of the day, it's all about how you feel.
Yeah. So what's the difference, the benefit that you guys provide to, I guess you kind of just said that in a way. Say someone wants to get a car, why would they go to you instead of going to a dealership?
Well, it depends on the client. Not everybody works with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we work with a select niche of people in the community. But why would you choose me? Well, you know, you don't want to spend hours at the dealership. You want to get unbiased information that's not from somebody selling you a car. Like if you're only buying one particular stock, right, and that person works for that company, they're only going to offer you that stock. You know, so that's a huge advantage
For sure.
because I can honestly tell you, I don't think this works for you.
Yeah.
And this is why. Like people will ask me, hey, I like this car and I'm really interested in reliability. It's very fun for me to say that car is not going to be reliable.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, if you want a BMW and you're not spending 40 grand or more, the car's probably not going to be reliable, especially if you're used to driving Hondas and Toyotas and you're trying to step up and get a BMW. You know, I'll tell you, listen, you need to get one that's still under warranty. These cars aren't as reliable. They're super comfortable, super fun to drive, all that stuff. That's great. But you're used to only doing oil changes every year. You're going to do a lot more maintenance. So let's just get you up educated so that you can get ready for that and budget for it. And then you'll have a much better experience.
So would you say that you have a vast knowledge on all types of cars?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm what they call a master of over 10,000 hours of doing this. So, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and it changes all the time. But, you know, the internet's great. I can source the information that I need to help you. I don't like to act like I know it all. But I actually research it and look at it and try to come up with the best solution for you. But, yeah, I'm a master at that.
For sure. Okay. Yeah. So if like you're going to a car dealership, you have that. I mean, you're going to that dealership. They only have their types of cars. There's no dealership that just is like everything. I guess there's used ones, but they have their own interest behind that.
Even the used cars. I
Yeah.
have 300,000 used cars a day at my fingertips through auctions all over the country.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I literally can buy whatever car you want.
Okay.
And so if I have, that's a thing, right? So I could own a dealership and put $2 million of inventory on the ground. And you would think like you've got all these options, right? I'm like, yeah, but I still need to sell these cars. I don't have to sell any of the 300,000 that I have in my database.
Yeah. You don't
I
have
can
to. You
go
don't. Yeah.
pick one for you that works for you, uniquely for you. That's so fun for me because it takes all the pressure off of, man, I need to sell this car.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big difference from going to any particular lot. Nothing against the dealers. The dealers have great businesses, but we just offer a unique opportunity for people to be educated first and then get what they really need.
So me, I guess I represent a certain type of person, I guess. I don't care about the car. I just want something that gets me from A to B and that's reliable, I guess. And that's also cheap.
Yeah.
Like I don't need something fancy. I honestly don't even care if it has hail damage. I don't care about that.
Right. It's probably out of my scope. It's probably,
Yeah.
that's not in my area of expertise.
Okay.
I don't deal with that.
Nice,
And
nice.
so, and I would be quick to tell you, hey,
Yeah, yeah.
Andrew, I get what you're trying to do. I'm not the best option for you.
For sure.
But call me if you need any help.
Yeah. And maybe in a couple of years, like my mindset will change around that. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing, man. I mean, if you call me and said those things, I'm looking for this, I need it to be cheap and I need to be reliable, I would tell you, well, reliability probably starts at 15 grand. Period. You
Okay.
know, whether you're getting a Corolla, well, I saw this, Ronnie. I'm like, yeah, you saw that, but you said you want it reliable. So you're kind of arguing with yourself. It's like, okay, cheap and reliable don't go together in my world of 23 years.
Okay.
You know, I'm like, that probably not going to work out.
Well, I
but
guess
good luck.
there's a scale of reliability too.
Okay.
Like, I just need something that lasts 5 years.
Yeah, you know, and that's, yeah, I mean, and I've seen it time and time again.
For sure.
You know, 5 years is a long time in the car world. You know what the average trade-in time for people in this town is?
A year? I don't know.
30 to 32 months.
30. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Based on about $100 million of business every month in this town of car business.
So trade-in meaning that like they got their car and they're tired of it. They want something different.
Whatever, something happens. So like if you sign a 72-month loan, odds of you keeping that car 72 months is very, very slim. I don't care who you are. And you may be the exception, not the rule if you're listening to this.
Yeah, yeah.
You may be the exception. But based on data that I know is fact, I just talk from facts, you're probably not going to pay that car off. You're just going to be 30 to 32 months. You're going to have another kid. You're going to get into an accident. You're going to be in a hailstorm. Something's going to change, job change, whatever. You're going to come out of that car in 30 to 32 months.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's normal.
Yeah. I guess I'm the exception.
You can be right now. I mean, and I was at one point, but eventually that starts to change.
For sure. So with this business growing, what do you think have been some of your biggest challenges in that?
Biggest challenges is people. I mean, people are my biggest asset. And I think that if there was one thing, if someone's listening to this for any type of information from me, I would say if I could go back 20 years, I would hire more people sooner.
Okay.
No matter how much it cost me or how much money I lost, I would hire more people and build a team sooner.
Why is that?
Because you can't get where you want to go on your own. So you ever heard of capacity? You know, like this is a Patrick Bet-David thing. Like you've got Shaquille O'Neal who came into the league with all of this capacity, right? Everybody could be the greatest NBA player of all time. He's 7 foot tall. He's 300 pounds. Nobody can move him in the paint. Can't shoot free throws. And then you've got shorter guys that come into the league and their capacity naturally is just lower, right, on paper. But then you can actually maximize that capacity by putting in effort and reading and knowledge. So what I'm saying is if Shaquille O'Neal would have practiced free throws with somebody that mentored him, over and over and over and over again, he probably would have won 3 more championships. So you can have that type of capacity. Like I had a lot of capacity, but I didn't put enough knowledge in. And so now lately we've been reading a lot. We've been doing a lot of education, a lot of self-growth. That's another thing I would point out is one of my biggest obstacles, it would be me. So I've done as much as I can by myself, but with people, you can triple the amount of
for sure
stuff that you put out.
Yeah. So what do you think was holding you back from hiring people faster?
Myself, fear. Like really, man. I mean, this is just straight from the heart. Like I had people when I first started, got tired of them and said, you know what, I'm going to do this on my own. I mean, that came out of my mouth. I'm doing this by myself. And I grew the business by myself for a very long time and was very happy and comfortable and complacent. Yeah. But then when I started bringing people back in, I realized I could double and triple my business because my capacity may be 150%, but there's one of me. Yeah. If I've got 5 people that put out 80%, that's 400%. So, it's a very common thing for people to be afraid of people and uncomfortable with trying to hire and raise up people. But I think it's a mistake if you stop.
There's a saying that I recently heard is like, I'd rather have like 100 or 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my effort or something like that. I'm butchering it. I can't
remember who said that, but that's exactly right. It was either Richest Man in Babylon or it was Steve Jobs, one of those guys.
I can't remember. I heard it this week somewhere. I don't remember, but yeah.
100 people with 1% effort will get you a lot further than 2 people with 200% effort.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm asking more into that because I think that's something that I struggle with, and I would like to get insight on that, and that's why I'm digging into that a little bit because I know I'm in that same position you were. Like I feel like I can do it all myself, and I know that
cheaper.
Yeah,
it's cheaper. Yeah, it's like that's a common thing
for sure. And I'm just it's interesting. So I do want to hire faster, but I'm like you said, there's fear involved in that. Like I don't.
Lots of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel responsible for their well-being, their income, everything, and So what I'm really trying to say, guys, is like 20 years. The biggest obstacle has been myself. It's you have to take responsibility for it, and
for sure,
I don't think that I had the right mentor. So get a proven mentor, read on stuff that you're working on. Even if it's just a chapter a month, put stuff in, and that increases your capacity. Like think about if every week Shaq worked on free throws every week. I guarantee you they would have won 3 more championships. It's crazy. He shot such a low percentage; it was stupid.
Oh yeah, Shaq was the one that was like there's a lot of jokes about that actually.
Hack a Shaq.
Yeah.
They would hack. They would hack him.
Yeah.
Because they knew he wasn't going to make but like 20% of the shots. So if he would have changed that, the game they would have.
And
to
that's
stop
just
following
one
him.
little factor, like.
That's what I mean. Like for us business people, it's like, don't wait 10 years to start reading. Don't wait 10 years to start getting a mentor. Don't wait 10 years to do something different or uncomfortable, because 10 years goes by like that.
Yeah. I attribute a lot of my success with this current business. I've attempted to start multiple businesses before and like never really got too far with them. And the main differentiating factor is that I had a proven mentor. I like how you put that adjective.
A proven mentor.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Like these are people who have run video production companies that have like
making
millions
money.
of dollars in revenue. So it's like I learned from them. So it was like really cool. And it really helped me really figure things out. And actually, it was more than just, the knowledge they had with their business. A good mentor will help you break down those limiting beliefs. And what was the I just lost my train of thought. But yeah.
You're on the right track.
Yeah.
No, at 50 years old, it's still taking me a long time to understand that.
For sure.
And so I think that.
Oh, you're a half a century?
Yeah, man. I'll be 51 next month.
Nice, cool. You're still pretty young.
Thanks. Yeah, I know. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. Is there anything you wanted to promote on this episode specifically?
Not really. I mean, I think that, I want to promote entrepreneurship. I want people to understand that you're not locked into what you think is the rest of your life. I think that, straight up though, 20 years ago, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not going to sit here and say, do this because I did it. It's like, I did it in spite of myself. And I think that people can do it if they put in some focus and they work hard, and so that's really where I'm at with it. Entrepreneurs, if you're out there and you're struggling and you're trying to do stuff, great. We all are, but don't give up, keep moving, and find somebody you can follow that is proven.
Yeah. For sure.
And it's like, so, they're looking at all these different things. Like you said earlier, you've tried these different things. Find some focus. That's one thing that's a superpower of mine. If you look at my numbers, right? So it's like 98 to now, no side gigs, no side hustles, nothing. And so it's crazy how fast that goes. But focus gets you to where you want to go. Chasing shiny things does not. It basically slows you down dramatically.
Yeah, I've had to learn that lesson the hard way. Like when I sat with my mentor last year, about a month, like 13 months ago, we were chilling, and he was like, one thing is you got to have that focus. You can't let yourself get sidetracked off of these things. Because I was talking with him. He's like, I noticed this pattern with you, and he was like, you got to have that focus. You can't get distracted, and like everything has to lead to the ultimate purpose. Like this podcast, it is another thing, but it leads to my business as well. So it's like it's designed within the same realm. It's also video production as well. So it's like it's interesting. Yeah.
It's crazy that fear did that to me, because I didn't think anybody would hire me.
Yeah.
Like I had no degree, nothing. And so for all these years, I was so afraid that if I didn't make it, I would have to, like, I don't know, take a job somewhere, because I didn't think I was hireable outside of anything else than the military or whatever. And so that fear helped drive me to continue to focus every day.
Yeah. I'm 28 right now, so that's like when you really started and had that. So I'm actually looking at that as a little bit of inspiration. Maybe I can have that focus for 20 years.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny at my age, I really like talking to people about any type of entrepreneurship, their challenges or whatever. So you can call me anytime. It's like I want to see people succeed.
For sure.
And I think that the number one thing is they have to believe in themselves. And you don't have to believe in yourself that you're going to get to 20 million. You really just have to believe in yourself that you're going to do the work this week. What that work is up to you. 15 contacts, 45 podcasts, this or that or whatever. You can set those bars, but I don't need you to believe that you can take over the world. I need you to believe that you can finish your work this week.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You believe it.
Yeah.
It's crazy how many people don't.
I 100% agree. Well, this camera is about to shut off here, and I guess we can also just wrap up the episode. This has been pretty good. It's been great having you on, and I look forward to seeing you around, and just having you as in my network is really awesome.
Well, I hope it was helpful. I don't even remember what I said. Yeah, I hope it's helpful to somebody. Somewhere.
Well, we recorded it, so
awesome.
Yeah, so it'll be all right. Well, all right, man. This has been the COS Business Podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.